Welcome back. Today we're working on the Jeep. We all love it. Specifically, we're going to be changing brake hoses on the front. We've already taken one off actually already. A bit worn, but there's a few other problems which we'll go through now once I explain. I thought I was only going to change the pipes and then it's escalated quickly. Okay, where do we start? Hang on a second. Yeah, replacing front brake hoses with new ones. Problem with the first ones with the new ones is when I went to try and fit them, that the fitting that actually came with it, the banjo fitting, doesn't go all the way through. It doesn't. Basically, the thicker part is too thick and it doesn't clamp down. So for now, I've used the old fitting, but with the new copper washers, so that will work. The next problem we found was that the fitting, someone's replaced all the brake pipes. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Look, there's one flapping around here. Look, see. It should be going along the bulkhead. The original one still is on the bulkhead. So that's the job for today. Is we're going to try and replace that. It's the first thing we're going to do. And around near the front of the radiator as well, we need to change some of those pipes. So yeah, and then someone's used the wrong fittings that actually only go in a couple of threads. These are Imperial, but there's a slight little quirk to them because of being American. So that was that. That goes down to the brake caliper. This goes and it clamps on or it bolts onto the chassis rail. But obviously the chassis rail can be quite rusty, and obviously the previous person couldn't get the bolt out, so they've just basically cut the old bracket off. When they came to put the new one on, they just tried to weld it to the chassis rail, but that obviously fell off quite easily, so it was already loose when I took it off. So we've managed to cut the old bracket off. I'll show you later. And we've got the stud sticking out now. So basically what we need to do is weld a nut onto that at some point and try and get that nut out and try and put it back in the correct place. So yeah, things escalated from just changing the brake pipe all the way through. So the first thing to do is we need to try and remove the old original brake pipe. Now I'm looking at it, they're P-clipped on with these sort of P-clips, but they're not B-clips, but they're pot riveted on as well. So that's mostly why the person didn't replace it. But what we might be able to do is feed a copper pipe through without taking those clips off. We shall see. Okay, I've got the B clips off, shall we call them? They're just bolted onto the, I don't know if this is original or not, but they were down to the battery cable, battery stand. And yeah, so they were bolts on. What I think I'm going to do is just draw these out actually, because I might come to paint the bulkhead at some point anyway when we do the full conversion to Jurassic Park. So we can draw them out and just put PKs in them for now. That'll make it a bit easier. And yeah, so yeah, as you can see here, that's what was done before. So we're just going to replace that. We can maybe reuse it, but we've hopefully got some new fittings that we can use. Okie dokie, original pipe, replacement pipe, new pipe. So yeah, we can use not much of a pattern anyway really. There's a 90 degree and that's about it really, so they've been chopped off at the end, so we don't really know. Notice that there's a bigger fitting on the brake master cylinder, but it's still 3/16 pipe. I'll double check that in a minute. And yeah, they use these inverted flares on the Americans. This is an Imperial, but yeah, so you got to watch that. Okay, that was a bit of a job. So yeah, pipe will run back into the clips. I've drilled the clips out. I'm just going to get some stainless steel PKs for now from home to hold them on, because again may take them all off. So I need to make another pipe up now, down to this one, down to the passenger side flexi hose. I think I'm going to leave the rest just for now, otherwise I'm trying to keep this on roadworthy, and it keeps being off the road because I keep doing so many jobs to it, and one thing leads to another. The other thing I noticed was, no, I forgot it. Oh, the other thing was the battery cable. Looks like it's been replaced as well, and it's not very good as well on there. So I took them off. That was a bit of a pain because one of the bolts sheared. So again, that needs to be sorted. I'm trying to sort out the inlet manifold as well. The inlet, the air filter system, which I'll show you at the end, because it just had a sort of a cheap K&N type thing on it for the moment. I was trying to go back to the factory airbox because I just wanted it to look a bit more factory. Which I found out recently that there's a jack that's supposed to go in there. But don't have a Jack, don't have a Dave, don't have anyone. Got a Frank, but no Jack. Oh, it's cold. Love working outside in the car park. Oh, okay, well, I've run the pipe. I didn't even show you. From the little, I think it's just maybe just a splitter. Because I think it is just, well, seems to be single line, even though there's two masters, but there's no, maybe this is supposed to be a compensator valve or something, but it didn't seem to work the other day. Anyway, so run a pipe down to that hose. So that's ready to be bled now. I need to find an assistant. I'll just whack the battery cables back on for now, but as you can see, yeah, someone's obviously replaced this cable. I'm pretty sure this isn't where it's supposed to go. So yeah, just get some new terminals. Looks like that's the original Jeep one because you can see it's sort of sealed on, but it's been absolutely mullered. So again, I think maybe it's best just to chop that black wire off, re-crimp it. Yeah, so that's the air filter. It did have, let me get you, it did have this abomination on there. So I wanted to put it back to normal as best I could. Could bought these from the States, but they were about 150, 200 quid second hand by the time postage was on there. Managed to pick one up in the UK, luckily. But it was just a box. It didn't have the 90-degree angle, so I've just bought a piece of silicone pipe at the moment. Just test fitted that on there. Yeah, obviously it's not perfect, but it will work. And just connected up some of the hoses back again how they're supposed to. So yeah, that looks a bit smarter. Obviously whole engine bay needs a bit of a clean. Oh, I think there's some rats then. And yeah, having a roast dinner for tea. Not too sure how long this video is going to be, but it's a nice little short one I expect for you guys. I know it wasn't the best, but yeah, watch out. As I said, they're Imperial, this brake fittings, but they've got like an inverse flange, I think, whether it's called that. So you have to do the two operations, but also you need the correct fittings as well, which have got a bit of a seat in them. Some of these weren't right, so yeah, hopefully it'll work. Hopefully I got it right. Maybe I needed a completely different oil. We'll find out if it leaks, but to be honest, I feel a lot safer than it was before. Yeah, brake fluid and bleed it, then we can drive. Okay, these are part of the roll cage bar lamp bars, but yeah, in previous life I think this has been a green car. I was a bit worried about repainting the orange, but I would do it anyway. But bulkhead's green, front panel's green, and yeah, when I looked at the windscreen just now, there, bit of overspray. So yes, it's definitely been painted orange, and it never used to be. So yeah, that's not my work. It looks like it, but it's not, honest. So yeah, still after a pair of half doors if anybody's find any. I think this would be ideal to make into half doors, but I could do with some whole doors instead. Because yeah, they're rotten, so that would make an ideal attempt at half doors. So yeah, the last thing I'm just doing is just double checking these are plates that are going to hold the spot lamp bar, which I've cut all the bits at home. I just need to come over or weld them at some point, but I need to do it on the car because I'm not confident enough just to follow drawings off the internet. So yeah, I think I'll tack weld it on once I've done that, and they sort of bolt through there. We've got some longer bolts to go through, all metric, Imperial amplified, Imperial. And yeah, so if the window comes down, I guess the spot lamp bar comes down, but I never see that in the movies anyway. So yeah, full side steps coming from the States, so thanks Randy for helping me out with the postage. So I'm not too sure when they'll arrive. I went for the cheapest and slowest, so be nice if they turned up this month, wouldn't it? But and also we've found seats that are correct for Jeep Sahara seats. But yeah, we've got to get them back somehow yet. It's not the full interior, it's just the seats, but it's definitely a starting point. And yeah, look at that engine bay. Woom, woom. Alright, till next time guys, stay safe.